Good morning, my beautiful collective, and welcome to the message. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. But this morning, I'm feeling such a beautifully soft, open energy. And I've already pulled some cards for you. I don't always do this. I usually just kind of jump right into it, but there's a very clear message in front of me here for you. We have the vision, the thread, the vessel, and on the bottom of the deck, the vow. You are being called more than you ever have in your life right now to truly follow what it is that lights up your soul. And to devote everything you have to following this call. There's something within you that you have known for some time. The light, it's flickering above me here. It's a sign. There's been a light, a flame in your heart and your soul that has flickered on and off like a firefly in the dark. And you may catch glimpses of this vision. You may even have pursued it at certain points in your life. You've caught glimpses of what it feels like to follow this thread, this path, to follow your intuition, really. That's what the thread talks about. It's following your intuition, the right path. And Spirit just really wants you right now to get so serious about that, to get so serious about this vision. Devoted to it, pointed towards it. It's like there's no more time to waste, is what I'm getting here. There's just no more time to waste. And I feel almost like Spirit's saying too, there are no more excuses either. As in, there's nothing truly holding you back from pursuing this path other than your own fear, your own ideas about what's holding you back, but it's all in your mind, is what I'm getting. The things you perceive to be standing in the way, Spirit will remove those obstacles the minute you start committing to this. I'm getting that for a lot of you, there's a structure. Spirit wants you to get serious about a structure, about taking care of your vessel, your body, creating the vessel, right? The container to hold this vision, really working on grounding this into reality the best you can possibly do it. I'm getting that some of you need to just create a template for a routine, maybe. Not that you have to follow it strictly, but just a template. Like, what does your morning consist of? And what does your afternoon consist of? And what does your evening consist of? And trying to find ways to fit this vision into that while still keeping flow. Easier said than done, I know. But with the vow, like the vow is underlying this whole thing. It's like Spirit just really, really wants you here to like make a vow to yourself. Make a vow to yourself. Make a vow to the greater power that you believe in. A vow to the world that you are going to follow this through. Today, starting now. Like really getting that fire lit and really pursuing this with your whole heart. Because I feel with this collective, like, you may have been pulled in different directions a lot, or maybe you start getting going with this vision, or you start taking the first steps, and then it's like you get a couple steps in and you get pulled off again into something else, and it's sort of like it never quite gets into its full momentum. But there's a real need to keep your eyes steadfast on that path. this is part of the message. Yesterday, I went for a hike, and it was a trail that I've been to once before, but I'm a bit unfamiliar with it generally, just because I've only been once before. And I've never been, I was only there once in the winter time when it was all snow. And it's a longer trail, but it has many different paths, as a lot of those hiking trails do, right? And there's a main path, and I was walking the main path, but then there were multiple times that there were these side trails that went off, or areas that looked like the trail, but like weren't, and the markings were kind of confusing at times. And there were a few times that I was walking the main trail and I knew what the main trail was, and then I had this just temptation to walk off to the side or to just explore, like see what's down there kind of thing. And I would start to walk down and I just felt in my gut like, no, this isn't right, you're going off the trail. And it's like part of me wanted to continue exploring, being like, no, it's fine, I'll just go down the trail. But then when I'd come back to the main trail, although the main trail wasn't necessarily like as, I guess, perceived exciting or different, it was the main trail and it was the main path. And walking that main path, I felt a sense of centeredness and peace. And I think sometimes in life, this can be used as a metaphor for our lives, and our soul path is, sometimes our soul path can feel so peaceful and feel so centered and feel so still that our mind or our ego wants to explore something different. Like just, oh, well, this is getting boring. Maybe I should go off and do this thing or go off and do that thing. Falling back into old patterns, right? Like falling into the ego's desires and the ego's wants, and the old self's wants, and what would stimulate the old self. But those things always lead us into these just smaller loops of who we are. They never fulfill us. It's that straight trail, right? And the trail is beautiful. It has its ups, it has its downs, the soul journey, right? But it's peaceful, it's centered. And so I guess what I'm getting at here is, whatever that thread is, that vision, that path that allows you to feel this sense of peace, that allows you to feel this sense of openness and expansion, and like, this is the way. It feels like you can just drop your shoulders. It feels effortless, even if there's effort, you know what I mean? Your soul continually replenishes itself on this path. It never feels like you tire on this path. Even when you're tired, it's that path, that trail. So don't get lost looking at the alternatives, or sometimes like the path is right in our face and Spirit wants you to know the path is right here in front of you, in your face. Don't push it away. Like don't go somewhere else. Follow the thread, the true thread of your soul. All right, let's get into the tarot. I saw the Fountain Tarot in my mind's eye, so we'll go with that. Ooh, a couple cards right off the bat here. These were the same cards that came out the other day, but they all just want to come out again in a different way. I see. Okay. You're afraid of losing your options. You're afraid of losing your options, and you're afraid that if you commit to something, you're afraid that if you commit to a path, here's what I'm getting. You're afraid that if you commit to a central path, a central trail, right? That main trail, that life will never be as exciting, or that there's something here about you losing. Like Page of Pentacles reverse here, there's something about you losing freedom. There's something about you like losing your freedom here, something about you losing out on that like young, innocent openness, I guess. Like you're afraid of the openness of your options. That's actually like very, very real and very valid. Is sometimes we're afraid that if we don't keep our options open, if we don't just stay kind of wandering in life, that we're going to miss out on something somehow. That if we commit to something, we're going to miss out on all the rest of the beautiful aspects of life, because there's so much. There's infinite beauty in life. There's infinite paths. There's infinite ways. Or you're afraid that like the real thing that will bring you success and abundance and beauty and fun and bliss and all these things is in this wandering lifestyle, is in this kind of like non-committal energy. But I think that's a very grand illusion in a lot of ways that we can believe in sometimes in this life. I know I have that. I wouldn't be telling you this if it weren't part of my experience as well. But I think that all of those things are very much contained within the path that you commit to, that is your soul's path. Because the soul path is not a linear path the way we think of in our mind. I think, like, especially our Western minds, you know, we like to think that things are like linear, things are just one thing and not the other. Very dualistic thinking. But I love the idea I will go back to my Indigenous roots and Indigenous teaching, that life is like a spiral. Stories are spirals. They're constantly revisited, constantly refined, constantly changing and flowing each time we come around to a theme in our life. Each time we come around to a point in time, it's a circle. That's what the soul path is like too. It's not that you're never going to experience openness again or options again. It's that at this time in your path, there's a choice point. It may have arrived before. It probably has. It absolutely has, if things are a spiral. This choice point has visited you multiple times in your life. And Spirit's asking you once again to commit to the path of your heart. You're being asked to commit to the path of your heart. The path that leaves you with a sense of wonder and of awe and of mysterious oneness with everything and everyone. Don't run from that. Don't let your ego convince you that the path is too constricting, or that it somehow limits you, because it doesn't. I feel like that's, again, like it's this devil energy, this illusion. Like, there's something you're here to create, this vision. There's something you're here to create, and there's something you're here to evolve into that requires that you pour into yourself, fully into your vessel, and create a vessel that can contain and hold this. And the way to do that is through, well, let's find out. Let's find out with the cards. Spirit, okay, we got Page of Wands reversed. That just is here on the bottom. That's just confirmation to me. Yeah, you're afraid of losing options. I feel that when it comes to committing to this path, let's go with an animal spirit here. Let's just see here. Okay. Listen to the heart. Pause. Doesn't that feel so good? To just pause and listen. Well, that's the first step. The first step is pausing and listening. Really listening to your heart. getting into your sacred heart space, and manifesting that externally as well, even finding a space you can listen to your heart that is supportive of creation. I'm getting such an interesting vision. Okay, I don't even need the cards this second. There's something you're here to create, and at this time, you're here to follow the thread of it. What it requires, though, is that your environment is supporting it fully. And what environment means here in this context is not only just your external reality, but also your body, your physical body. That's an environment. The people that you're spending time with, that's an environment. The literal physical space we'll go back to, that's your environment. What you're listening to is your environment. What you're watching is your environment. All of this creates your environment. Basically just the container. Spirit really wants you to get serious about cultivating a container right now. A container that can hold this vision. My hand is shaking, meaning this is really potent energy. It's like you've been wandering through life, keeping those options open, like I was talking about, without a container. You've just been kind of letting life be whatever it will be. And that's beautiful. That's exactly what life is. Life will be what life will be. It's when we're avoiding, though, letting life be what it will be in us taking power and creating something that things might start to feel slippery, that we might start to feel lost. There are seasons for it all, right? There's seasons for the wandering and the expansion and the let's just see. And there are seasons for committing to things and really putting our heart and soul into things and creating things. That flash of light just came back. Letting that spark, right? Like really igniting the spark, the fire, and like you wouldn't just let a fire burn how it wants to burn, right? Like if you lit a fire, there's a certain aspect of containment that it needs. It needs to be fed the right amount of fuel, and it needs to be contained within something, or else it can burn everything down. Same with water, right? The ocean is an uncontained mass of water, but we can't really survive just in the ocean on its own. It's too wild, it's too fierce, it's too immense. But if that water is in a river, or that water is directed in a way that it can flow more gently and support us, then we're able to work with it. It's about bringing the elements together. I'm getting the Magician card in my mind. It's really about mastering these four elements: the earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. That's what the pentagram is here on my necklace. Mastering these elements, bringing them together to build something that is just that je ne sais quoi, right? That perfect balance of spirit. Like spirit wants to master itself through you. I'm speaking to masters, like people who are meant to be masters of their crafts, people who are meant to be masters of a certain skill set, of a certain knowledge, of a certain like expression. Yeah, that fire really wants to be, I feel like you have everything in line. It's just this fire that needs to be kept going consistently. Light the fire, showing up, right? Over and over. Feeding the fuel, burning that fuel in a consistent, balanced way to transform and create something beautiful. Okay. Is that it, Spirit? Okay. Let's find out what animal spirit's guiding you here. Whoa. Okay. Right away. The fox, reverse. And the beaver on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, okay. Wow. Funny that both these cards are all yellow as well. There's just yellow in the background of the fox here, and yellow in the background of the beaver, and right underneath is the golden egg, which is yellow. Okay, so I feel you are the fox here. It's like you are the fox reverse here, and you're being called to be the beaver. You're both at the same time, but you're really being called towards the beaver. Or, okay, here, let's just flow. Maybe some of you need to stop overthinking things, just flow. Just let yourself feel and go and move and act and do. But with the fox reverse, it's almost like the fox is very clever, it's very agile, it's very adaptable. Very like entrepreneurial as well. Very good at coming up with ideas that generally would serve a greater collective, whether that is business, like an entrepreneur, whether that is some kind of structure or some kind of creation or project that generally brings other people into it. Generally, it seeks to benefit the whole or feed the ecosystem in some way. But the fox energy gets tricky when it slips away, when it begins to slip away, or when it begins to start to maybe self-deceive a little bit about its path or about where it's going. Like the fox reverse gives me again like that keeping the options open, right? Like not committing, confirmation verb, like not committing, kind of like slinking around. Like, and I don't necessarily see this in the shadow aspect fully. Maybe some of you relate to that, but because foxes in their shadow can be like opportunistic and they can kind of be like selfish and deceptive and manipulative. I don't see that. Maybe you've dealt with energies like that or been around energies like that. Oh yeah, some of you are coming from a time in your life when you were dealing with those types of energies. And maybe those types of energies forced you to become a little bit like that or to take that on as a coping mechanism out of survival to kind of get along with these types of people. And the thing is, those shadow aspects, when they're in their shadow, they're negative. But when they're used for positive, they can actually be very powerful. Like again, the fox in its light is very clever. It has a lot of ingenuity. It can think outside the box. It's very adaptable. It can move around obstacles rather than going directly into them. Things like that. But yeah, I get for a lot of you, maybe you've been dealing with a den of foxes, or maybe you are like a lone fox right now who hasn't really found its community, or maybe you're a lone fox that is just, you have all these great ideas, you have these visions, you're very clever, you're very smart, you're very intelligent, but it's like you're having a hard time grounding it. And this is where the beaver comes in. So the beaver in this deck talks about community service and karma yoga and that devotion to a greater cause, right? It shows up, it does the physical work, it builds the dam with its family, for its family. And in doing this, that's so funny that I just was thinking of that river analogy, because in doing this, beavers naturally build dams that help the flow of the river go in certain directions. They are natural directors of water, the emotions, right? And the intuition. So it's like Spirit's saying, like, use that ingenuity, use what you've learned as the fox, maybe from the fox then, or from your past life past life as in like this life, like your past self, but also maybe past lives, I don't know. Ancestors, maybe this is part of your ancestral magic and healing is this business savvy, this like clever, thinking outside the box, even if you're not business, whatever. You know what I mean. It's like these two energies want to blend right now. This is the vision and the vessel coming together in a vow. Marrying the two sides of yourself. Maybe there is literal marriage, I don't know, like some kind of marriage happening where there's like a marriage between certain sides of you. Or a marriage between like yourself, who is somebody who is this fox, and someone else who's more this beaver. That could be for some of you, but I feel like for most of you it's like the two sides of yourself coming together for sure. Okay, beautiful. Where do we go next here, Spirit? Messages from the ancestors. Sorry, y'all. I always got so many people and things moving around in this house. I'm living in a house of 7 people. That's kind of part of this energy, though, too. Maybe you feel distracted by the people you're around. Maybe you feel distracted in a lot of... I don't know. There's definitely something here about blending, like, yeah, your talents and your abilities and your skills with... in service of the world. But it's like maybe you feel distracted, or you feel like you kind of like defer your power to others. You don't feel like what you're doing will... It's like the reason your ego runs away and tries to keep the options open thing could be from like a deeper wound around you feel like other people don't appreciate you as you are for your natural talents. You don't feel like your ideas are good enough. You feel like you've been stomped on before. You feel like when you've committed to something before it didn't work out, or your power was taken away from you, or you were mistreated. I'm getting things like that. Like family traumas as well, like your family not accepting you for who you really are, your family not accepting like your gifts and abilities. Okay. That's why. Peacekeeper, Serenity. And then the Hunter on the bottom of the deck, Tracking. Hunter has been coming out so much. You are a natural peacekeeper. You are somebody who, I just got like you could win a Nobel Peace Prize. You're that type of energy. You have that kind of potential. And I just say that casually, like, yeah, you could win a Nobel Peace Prize. But you really could. Like, you are the type of person, the type of energy that just holds a frequency of stillness, peace. And maybe that's part of why it's hard for you to take action, or it's hard for you to really commit to this path, is because you want to keep the peace. And you feel like making a ruckus, making an action, making a move will cause a ripple, which, you know, to you, you associate that with you're causing a commotion. But ripples can be peaceful. Some of the greatest peacemakers in our world cause some of the greatest polarization in humanity. Because people who aren't ready for peace will fight against it. They'll find every reason to make you wrong, to make you the villain, to make you something, even if you are literally bringing in transcendent truth and peace. Even if you are trying to serve all involved. But what I'm hearing is, yeah, don't fall for the illusion. Don't fall for the illusion that you have to. That hunter on the bottom, I'm seeing it in this way now. Don't fall for the illusion that you have to go hunting out somewhere and around for who you really are, and for something that fulfills you, because you are you right here, right now. Whatever comes from you and is created from you right now. Like, you have enough knowledge, you have enough experience, you have enough you. You have enough you to do what it is you're here to do. You are you, and you're here to do what it is you are here to do. I feel like Dr. Seuss right now. Maybe some of you relate to Dr. Seuss. That could be a sign. You're really inspiring. You teach a lot of people, even if you don't consider yourself a teacher. You do. You teach a lot of people. You guide a lot of people. A lot of people are inspired by your quiet power. You just have to believe that, and I guess rise up in your belief in yourself enough to take the action to just expand that into structure, into form, into mastery. Like I said, Spirit wants to master itself through you. It wants to show its mastery through you, and you are the perfect vessel. Just allow yourself to move in that. Don't think too much about it. Just allow yourself to create, and you'll find your way. You will find your way. Direct the current. Use all the skills and abilities you have. And always remember, make it come from the heart. Make it come from the heart. And if you can focus on the heart and how you can truly be of service to yourself and to the community and to the world, and when you find that sweet spot where something really serves your joy and your excitement, but also serves other people, that other people want to show up and see you and be in your energy, and when you can find that give and receive, that give and take, it will make the world go round. So I think that's your message. Make that vision a reality. It's time. It's time to just light that fire and just let it happen. Like, fully commit, fully pour in, fully do it. This is your permission slip. It's time to fully commit. This is your permission slip. That could be the title. Anyway, I love you all so very, very much. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your donations. Thank you for all of the love. I do have a community meditation and sharing circle coming up here on September 30th on Tuesday. If you're listening at this point, I think it's filling up pretty quickly. I think 100 spots. It's my first time doing a community-based event, but it's a free sign up, but I do just ask for donations to support, and all of the first donations for this will be going to Indigenous charities for National Day for Truth and Reconciliation here in Canada. Super important cause. All right. What a beautiful morning. What a beautiful message. What a beautiful group of people I'm talking to. All right. Okay. I want to stay in your energy. Like, what you have to create, it will make people feel the way I'm feeling in your energy right now. Like, it will make people just want to, it will heal people. Just remember that. All right. I love you lots. Take care. Bye.